Hi guys, welcome to Lenette Looks. Thank you for stopping by and watching this episode. So on the last episode, I did state that I was going to be finished with Crazy Rich Asians. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen my last couple videos, I suggest you go back to those and watch those because I am still on the same book. So if you want to see my progression, you can go ahead and click on the links in the description box, and that will take you to my prior episodes, and then come back to this one. So I wanted to finish, but the time, guys, I just did not get it done in time, but it's okay. I am 75% through, and I'm not making any promises, but I should definitely be done by the time the next episode airs. So let's get into this. So I am currently on page 394, and he basically goes over the wedding, and it was kind of a yawn for me, him describing all the elaborate features of the wedding and everything going on. I wasn't that interested in so much detail on it. Like, I got the fact that they're super rich and they spent millions on this wedding. But what was interesting was how people at the wedding were towards Rachel and meeting her. It was like a lot of gossip going on and everything. It's amazing how everybody is so drawn on Nick and who he's seeing, but that's just the world they're in. Like, it's super important for somebody to fit in to their bubble, their universe, the rich world that they live in, because they want to keep it that way. They don't want any like outside people coming in that are not worthy in their eyes. And that sounds so bad, but that's just how it's described, and that's just how it is, right? One thing that I thought was really interesting was I found out a little bit more about Nick's grandmother, who is extremely wealthy. Obviously, the wealth just keeps pouring in into the family from different members of the family. So she discusses the fact that she has 6 siblings and her dad only recognizes 3 of them. And it's quite interesting why her dad only recognizes 3 of her siblings. And a matter of fact, I do want to read a little part of how she describes why that is. She said, "My father had many concubines who bore him children, but out of my siblings, only 3 were officially accepted, myself and 2 of my brothers." "Why only 3? Rachel asked. "You see, my father believes he had a gift. He felt that he was able to determine a person's entire future based on their faces, the way they looked, just the way they looked. And he chose to keep only the children he felt would go on to please him. And that's how he also chose the grandmother's husband for her." And she goes on to say that, the dad chose him for her based on his features again, and that he wouldn't be wealthy by any means, but he would be good to her. And she said that both of them were true. He didn't really make much money, but he was very faithful and he was good to her. Now, then the interesting part is that she then turns to Rachel after saying that the father can ascertain somebody's future and how they are, how they'll be, just by looking at their face. she turns to Rachel, and Nick isn't in the room at all. So she turns to Rachel and she says, "I see your face." And then at that moment, before Rachel could get what it is that she's trying to say, like, about her, Nick then comes in, and the subject is changed, and Rachel doesn't get the afterthought of "I see your face," and it tells me, she didn't get that extra. So now Rachel's left in mystery on how the grandmother feels about her, or who she is, what kind of character she is. So it can go either way, whether the grandmother likes her and thinks she's great for Nick, or the total opposite. So I thought that was really interesting, that not only she didn't see anything wrong, at least she doesn't say so, on how her father chose which siblings to accept, and she goes along and she says she could see her face. So meaning she might be able to, like, that's the way she also determines somebody's future or character, by their facial features. So I thought that was very, very interesting. And the movie did not have those little pieces of information about the grandmother, which was very interesting. I know in the movie she does look at Rachel's face and she says that she has a good nose and a good face, but they don't go over the background like this as to the history of that type of comment. So I thought that was pretty clever that he described the grandmother like that. And you get to realize that Rachel is very stressed in this environment. It's like so much pressure, and she's so sweet. She's only being herself. She's not trying to be anybody else or to put up a front. And she's not even really embarrassed, because you would think being around all these wealthy people, sometimes you get, obviously you feel judged, and you get to feeling like you don't want to share too much of yourself. You want to, because you're not a part of that crowd. But she totally embraces who she is, the fact that she's not rich, but she really does love Nick, and the fact that, he's a great person and she really wants to be with him. And you see it throughout the whole story that she is unwavering in her choice to continue to be with him. Obviously, they've been together for 2 years. She didn't think that this trip was going to be such a huge deal as it is showing itself to be. And now she's faced with the fact that, wow, this is a big deal. But she's not wavering under pressure. She's not caving in, and some people would even lie about who they are if they're they feel very uncomfortable, or not share a lot of details about their life because they feel very uncomfortable. Nick didn't prepare her at all for the type of atmosphere, for the type of people that she was gonna have to talk to, or meet, not have to talk to, but meet, obviously, because they're part of his family. He didn't say any of that. And then I'm wondering, why didn't he? But he does describe in the book that he, at a young age, his mom and his family just groomed him to not talk about the family. They want their privacy. They're not very public with any of their activities, any of their family functions, or anything like that. My last episode, just going to the grandmother's house, Peek Lynn and her family, her father, who's a real estate developer, had never even heard of the place. So they're extremely private. And so he grew up being very not shy, but being very apprehensive and not open in discussing his family life at all. So I guess like when you look back, wow, 2 years with this person, and he's never shared like who his family is and how rich they are, and how known they are from the outside, not really like all, again, they're very private, but they are very well known to have generational wealth in Singapore, and their family history and everything is just unbelievable. So he's used to not talking about his family. He's used to keeping everything private. Even though he's in love with this woman, he's still so used to not talking about any of his personal life with his family back in Singapore, and who they are and how they are. I wish Nick, I thought was kind of maybe an unusual thing that he didn't speak up when they were questioning her about how much money she makes as a teacher, and he didn't really say, hey, that's a little bit, too rude or whatever, like kind of like in a judgmental way. He never like spoke up or anything like that. I don't know if he felt awkward. I'm just guessing because the author didn't detail any of his thoughts while this is going on, or if he was nervous for Rachel to talk to any of the members of his family. He's just very straight, and you don't really know what he's feeling. That's the thing that I wish that the author would have added in the story. Nick's thoughts and what Nick is feeling. I know that his mother Eleanor, the thoughts were like flowing when she met her, and then the author is writing down what she's thinking as she's talking to her, and as Rachel's talking to her, she has all these thoughts and all these judgments about her. And I wish he would have done the same with Nick, seeming that this is the first time he's invited a woman who is very important to him, who he's in love with, to meet his family, and you don't really get to hear about like his thoughts and how he feels about the situation, because it can be very, very awkward. Like they didn't make it very comfortable for Rachel to be herself, but in all of that, she continues to be herself, and that I really, really like her character. I admire her ability to be herself, because in the real world, you get judged, and sometimes you don't feel like opening up to people. But through all of this, she continues to be herself and not feel ashamed about anything. And I really, truly admire her character for that. So that's where I'm at, guys. And again, I hope to finish this by the next episode. I'm 75% through, so it shouldn't take me that long to complete it and start on Pride and Prejudice, which I'm so excited about. And another thing that I plan on doing is going to my local library and getting a library card. I do not have a library card, and so I'm gonna do that because I really want to sign up. There's an app called the Libby app, and what the Libby app is, if you have a library card, you can access their digital books. They have magazines, they have a ton of books there that you can take out digitally, and I would be able to also listen to audiobooks. So that's something that I really want to add on, because I think that I can definitely get through more books if I am also having audiobooks available to me. So that's something that I plan on doing this week, looking at what they have available, so I can take out audiobook and start doing that too, because I think that a lot of times to sit and read, You have to have obviously a lot of free time, and nowadays you're working and you have a very busy lifestyle, so the audiobooks will come in handy, so I can get through more good reads, or bad reads. I don't know, let's see. We'll see. Everything is gonna be a first time experience, obviously, unless I want to read something again, but I think I would do that on my own time. And that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Lenette Looks. I post videos every Sunday, and if you like this video, hit the like button and show me some love, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss an episode. So I will see you on the next episode.